Oh yeah, it takes longer, but I would say it's lower effort. Oh, come on, not a stormy day. Whatever, that's fine. Let me kill that one lone zombie. Oh yeah. Well, that's like with the old foraging system I was mentioning earlier. With the old foraging system, you could literally live off of nothing but berries for like 2 something months before you even got down to like healthy weight. So I am glad that they changed the way foraging works so that you can't, like, you either need the herbalist trait, otherwise you just can't safely eat berries. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, for gaining weight it's just gonna go fishing. How fast these fish gonna go in my mouth? Fast as they'll go in my mouth. Yeah, if you can find the mayonnaise and all that, I'm sure people know where to just loot for it. I never worry about it. So, if you can find the mayonnaise, yeah, absolutely. Just because that was there was one playthrough. I don't remember why. I just ate the mayonnaise like the whole container in one go, and it was just like, why am I exploding in weight? What is happening? And then someone explained to me it's something like, I can't remember. They said it was like 6,400 like calories or some absurd amount. I'm like, oh, that'd do it. But yeah, part of the reason I'm clearing out all these little small packs that are back here in the field is because then as the big packs try to spread out, this becomes a option for them to go so they're not all coming straight at me. Plus, it's nicer for me to catch them while they're small packs before they get into big groups of 12 and 18 and all that. Speaking about things that should make you sad in the game, could you imagine in real life just drinking a bottle of vegetable oil? Like, that is definitely, I am very upset times. Like, using it for cooking and all that, sure. But just straight on drinking oil is... no. So we're going to deal with this small group first, and then we'll worry about them next. At least that's the plan. And by that I mean we're going to take this one out to give us room to take that one out. That one down there had a weapon in their back. I think it's just like a knife, though. Not even a good one. That one, I think, has a kitchen knife, which I'll certainly take. But this is why the crowbar is so useful for these runs. It lasts long enough that you can line up a bunch of other, not necessarily as good weapons. I think that's just a bread knife. It's teasing me into thinking it's something good. But I'm pretty sure that zombie with the thing stuck in their torso is a bread knife. Yep, just a bread knife. Oh yeah, well it's weirdly it's just like the bread knife's model is just so big. It's like a bread saber. So you always want to think it's a machete or something because it's gargantuan blade. And we switched to our hunting knife because we're low on stamina. And we don't want to go exertion, because every time we go another point into exertion, like actual exertion, the less damage we do while we're exerted. So, since we... You know what, I'm leaving those. Accidentally took it anyways, but sure. So we don't want to go exerted because that just means we're getting less kills per weapon. You all get to live for now. I gotta go recover some stamina. I'm gonna go find my chair. Or I'm not gonna go in my chair, because there's a bunch of zombies near here. And I could just burn up my hunting knife now, but I'd rather save it for when I'm actually in a bad situation, where I can drop back to it while I'm in trouble. But the good news is we're not seeing as many giant hordes near the house, just littler ones like this now. And that's what I like to see, because usually what I found in these types of playthroughs is you get like the giant hordes, the giant hordes, the giant hordes, you kill a bunch of them, and then suddenly you're getting only like 5 and 6, or 3 and 4, and then just 1 and 3. You know, there'll occasionally be a big group in there. And then you'll just stop seeing any meaningful number of zombies stroll through. You always have like 1 or 2 will pop up here and there. So you're never able to just sit there and be like, I'm safe. But, you know, when you're having to stop and fight off these giant hordes just to get out your door, you get much farther when you just blast through 3, go for a little walk, blast through 2 more, go for a little walk, kill another one. And the good news is we're nowhere near time for the next helicopter. We had the helicopter, what was it, day 9, I think? I could be wrong. So I'd expect the earliest we could see the next one is like day 17, 18 maybe. Like technically I think 16 could be possible, but unlikely. Alright. And the last time we did this, we were coming from the north side, and we got to about 2,500 zombies before we really started making good headway into the town. And like once we got to that point, the zombies just thinned out so fast in there. worked out pretty well that they all stood on top of each other. Swap out our boots again. I do that from time to time because your shoes will wear out from stomping zombies. So when you find another pair of boots and it's been a little while, I just go, swap them out. The worst that could happen is you just have boots that you didn't need. I'll kill this zombie that's by itself. And there's our resting stool. It had way more bodies behind it, but as you can see, they're starting to decay away. It was just kind of a focal point the zombies kept coming to, because, you know, that's where I was, and they were seeing me. You know, that's just how it works. You got... I can't tell, is that a kitchen knife stuck in your... No, that might be a hunting knife. Alright, before we sit down, make sure there's no zombies just chilling on the other side of the tree, because this isn't a safe place. They have lost a number of runs trying to rest and then getting caught by zombies. We don't push our luck, we're just getting enough rest to keep fighting because I don't like sitting where I'm potentially vulnerable. That looks like it's probably a hunting knife, which will be excellent, because hunting knives are wonderful. Alright, a couple zombies down there. No zombies over there. Oh, hi zombie behind me. That would have been embarrassing. And another hunting knife. I feel like I should be using the stone hammer to get it broken and out of our life. Alright, let's not go through the corridor of bad times. Let's kill these 5 zombies down here. And the reason this corridor sucks is if you look at it, I've got tree cover on both sides. You can have hordes in there, and you start walking down there, you aggro one, the whole horde just closes in on you. And it's not like it gets you killed, but now you've aggroed 20 zombies and you gotta deal with it. Versus being able to fight them on your terms. So I'd much rather go around those corridors if possible. But yeah, killing these zombies in the field still helps us, 1, because less zombies in the world. And 2, with all that open space, these zombies will tend to naturally migrate toward where we're at. And then the helicopter and meta events and everything else will draw them out. Might as well deal with them on our terms. What do you have stuck in you? Oh, that's a steak. That is something I actually won't grab. Steaks are terrible. Yep, only good for vampires, no good for zombies. And pretty soon we'll get to the point that I stop taking butter knives and bread knives and stuff. Good morning. We started in Ekron because we're using Pillow's random spawn mod. So, actually, I'll even show it. So we spawned here. You know what? I should actually mark that. So how should we even mark it? Exclamation mark. That's good. So that's where we spawned. And we're currently here because we unceremoniously got forced out of town because of 16x pop. Yeah, bread knives are actually not terrible. Butter knives, on the other hand, are terrible. And we're actually getting pretty cold at the moment because we're standing on the rain getting soaking wet. Yeah, there's another group over here. We're going to kill them too. And the other thing is the reason why we kill the zombies is sometimes we'll get lucky. Maybe we'll find a duffel bag, get ourselves some extra weapons. We just keep killing the zombie. The more zombies we kill in the area, the less zombies that the helicopter has to dump on our lap, the better we'll all be off. Split it 50-50? Sure. Yeah, and I'll probably dump the butter knife here in a minute. Because we're getting pretty good luck with these hunting knives. Got some screwdrivers. We're at about halfway through the crowbar, which is okay. As I say, as we have two durability hits, almost one after the other, which is not good. Yeah, so I think we're completely done with butter knives. We're not going to grab them anymore. Alright, no obvious groups. And a lot of these are just stragglers that came from our helicopter earlier. As you can see by there's just a ton of little groups here. I actually expected them to bunch up more, but, you know, I'm not complaining. But the next helicopter, these are all going to get drawn in on us anyways. The best guess we had was somewhere in the area of 900,000, but that was based on math from before the multiplayer update, so it's very likely wrong, but we don't know by how much and in what direction. But I believe 1.2. Now granted, when we do this run, realistically we're not going to find all the zombies. There's always going to be zombies like in the middle of nowhere in the woods. That just finding them would be a big hassle. But we are going to wipe out all the major cities. And, you know, any other place that we find that has any real concentration of zombies. Like, we'll hit the military base, we'll hit them all. All those kind of places we're going to wipe out. We'll do the prison, which is actually one of the scarier places. But last time we did this run, we wiped out all of Ekron. We got a pretty good ways into Riverside. The two biggest challenges are, one is the early game just getting off the ground weapon-wise. As you can see, I'm having to use literally anything I can hurt a zombie with, which means I'm using a bunch of garbage weapons. But the other one is just the fact it's an endurance run. So, like, you make a mistake in Project Zomboid and it's over. So it's just not making a mistake. And like last time, our run ended because I was looking for, was it the expert tailoring book? Because it was like one of the only books I was missing. And so just jumping into a bunch of houses I had no reason to do. Because like, you hit a point, there's no point in looting. You've just got enough stuff, you don't care. But I was still popping into houses left and right, and I was being impatient about it. And so one of the tricks when you're clearing houses to stay safe is go around and kill all the zombies around the house first, then go in. And I skipped that stage because I figured there just wasn't any zombies around because I've been firing off guns for a while. And a zombie silently crept into the house behind us and got us. Thanks so much for the follow, Mario030501. Welcome to the stream. You're never safe. Like, even when we had cleared out, like, 7,000 or 8,000 zombies primarily around Ekron, where we were stationed at the gas station, we would still occasionally have, like, 2 or 3 zombies wander in from who knows where. Now, when we say it's safe, it's relatively safe in the sense that as long as you're not running around recklessly, you'll probably be alright. Because also you're not likely to be just, you know, popping into random houses and all that anymore in that area because you've likely already looted. Another hunting knife. I am all about all of these hunting knives we're getting right now. But, if you build a wall around your base and everything else, the chances of a zombie catching you inside your home or anything is pretty negligible at that point. Like, and even if they did, like, it'd be a zombie showing up, banging on your door, and you'd probably, you know, put 2 and 2 together. It's just, you don't want to run... Hi. You don't want to run around and be reckless. There'll always be zombies wandering around until you kill many zombies. Like, I am hoping that we can get something with a siren to drive around, like an ambulance, a police car, or a fire truck, even if it's not our main vehicle. Just so that way when we're, you know, we've decided the village, or not village, the town is quote-unquote clear, that we can then pop through and just roll back up and down the street again and again with the siren rolling. No, I am doing the occupation of unemployed. We're currently running a character who is unemployed. Our negative traits are we are obese, weak, and unfit, as well as slow healer. It is not a build I recommend for new or experienced players. It's not a good build. It is an objectively bad build, but it's kind of a fun 0 to hero build where you start with absolutely no skills, no fitness, no strength at all. And so everything you get, you've earned. So when I look at this, I didn't start with a single block of anything here, but it'll slowly build up and become something decent. Yep. That is one thing, is death is part of the game loop. You just accept it. You're gonna die a lot. A lot. Especially early on. Like, I've been fairly impressed with all the people that I've been, you know, showing the game in multiplayer. I expect them to die way more than they have. But yeah, it definitely, like, when you look at... I mean, you can't look at it because what VODs I had are all gone. When it comes to when you first start, Like, I probably died to fighting the first zombies, like, a good number of times. When I say died, like, I suffered an injury that would have killed me anyways, like, zombie infection kind of thing. You know, and eventually you get kind of the feel for how the fighting works, and then you start fighting, like, 2 zombies okay-ish. You start kind of getting that idea how to fight zombies in larger numbers. Then you start learning, oh, here's the things I can do to never get into a dangerous situation to begin with. You know, like, this is the thing that got me in trouble, is just running into this house and getting into a bunch of trouble. So you kind of learn all those little tricks. Eventually you start learning how to deal with stuff like, oh, the helicopter's here. Here's how I deal with the helicopter to be the safest. Alright, if I add another one, that'll probably make us sad if we eat it. Or I shouldn't say the safest. Like, have strategies for dealing with different situations. Thank you so much for the follow, Panda420, brah. Welcome to the stream. I will make the comment, there is never such thing as a truly secure base. Like, you can't 100... Well, I mean, I shouldn't say that. If your settings say that the zombies can't destroy player buildings, then you would have a secure base. But otherwise, you know, there's always going to be the risk of the zombie busting down your doors and that kind of stuff. That said, you can get to the point where it's a fairly secure base. As long as you're not running around just not paying attention at all, you should be mostly okay. It's mostly the walking in and out the front doors, or wherever your entrance is. That's the one place you get caught, because if a zombie is waiting there for you, and you're just, you know, you get complacent. You just walk out into the zombie and then die. So we're right about to be drowsy, so I think we head back. And I do think this is probably going to be the last night for us for tonight's stream, because it is about 5 a.m.-ish my time. We're going to kill these 3. 5 a.m.-ish my time, so it's late. Yeah, you can get on the second floor where the zombies cannot get to you. And it's mostly safe. The only place you run into risks is when you're climbing down the rope ladder. If a zombie happens to be anywhere near the bottom of your rope ladder, bad times. The other thing that can happen is if you don't have enough, like, backup rope ladders, or just too many zombies stroll through, and they destroy your rope ladders while you're on the bottom, you too can no longer get into your base unless you can get carpentry high enough to replace the stairs. It also depends on a sledgehammer, and sledgehammers are pretty hard to get a hold of these days. But yeah, those second floor bases have always been some of the most secure, because the zombies can't reach you to even hurt you. It's just the choke points that you can get yourself in trouble. Yep, that's the thing. It's sometimes you get really bad luck with finding the sledgehammers. And that's the, they made changes to the loot tables, and one of the big changes they made was that not all the warehouses are tool warehouses anymore. A lot of them just carry produce. And so, you know, that's that fewer places the sledgehammer can spawn. I want to say there's a chance every single time you make noise. It's not a guarantee they notice you. There's a chance they notice you. So if you're trying to draw a zombie away, you just want to keep making a whole bunch of noise where you're going. It's like you'll see whenever I like try to yell to draw zombies, I won't just yell once. I'll just yell like a whole bunch of times. And that's because, again, there's like a partial chance they'll hear you each individual time. So if I keep yelling and yelling and yelling, and it's rolling the dice again and again, more likely they'll hear me. And normally I don't care about washing off, but we currently still have unlimited water, so why not? I'm also mostly trying to kill time, so you go to sleep, it's not quite as early. Alright, so we got those. Those are probably fine. I don't think we're to the point of needing to carry more on us. Yeah, I think we're okay not carrying more on us yet. And I don't need to freeze half the stuff in there. It's just because I want all my stuff in one place until I need a second. So that way when I go to move up into town, I just chuck all that stuff in my bag and walk. Yeah, I don't really have a reason to stay up longer. Like, we'll probably wake up in the middle of the night and that's just the way it's going to be.